Because of the pandemic, a lot of teens are at home for remote learning, and a lot of them have a lot more downtime because of it.
Yes, and that is not necessarily a good thing. Dr. Laura Saunders from the Institute of Living is joining us now to talk about it. Not a good thing, doctor. Not a good thing.
The struggle is real in my house, doctor. We need solutions. Too much unstructured time.
In my house, too. Happy Wednesday. So, yes, we are talking about how, especially in remote learning, and we've had some snow days, the day's really shortened. So instead of getting out of school at 3 o'clock or having sports or extracurricular activities getting done at 5 o'clock, kids are getting done at 11 or 12. So that's a lot of empty time. And it really then forces us, either as parents or as teens, to find ways to better structure their time. In the past, their time was just structured for them. So it's really putting a lot of extra responsibility on their shoulders, and I'm going to have to say that they're not always using it wisely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that it's a battle because you want to add more structure, but you're also talking obvious for younger kids. But for teens, they're in that world of independence, so they resist a lot when moms start locking everything down or telling them what they have to do every minute of the day. So how do you get this balance and get them to make some positive choices?
So motivation is key because, as you're indicating, Kara, without motivation, you have to interject parent monitoring. And with higher parent monitoring, you get higher conflict. So it's trying to tap into some inner motivation. And one of the ways that I try to do that is by talking about things as a skill. Like, this is a skill that's going to help you for life, not just to get your homework done today. So one strategy is just restructuring your day in your mind. So instead of thinking your day's done at 11, reset it. You get a lunch break at 11, and then continue working until 2. Get your homework done. Do things in advance. So really work on some of those skills. Find things to reward yourself. You get to reward yourself with some gaming or social media after you're done with all your work, instead of restarting your work at 9 o'clock at night and then going to midnight when you've done nothing from noon until 9 p.m. It's also redoing that internal dialogue. Instead of saying, oh, it doesn't matter, I have all day, it's, if I do my work now, then I can do X, I can go on social media, I can go on TikTok, whatever, later. So it's really resetting that internal dialogue is helpful as well.
And you control the reward system, right? I mean, you're the one who can say, if you do this now, you'll get this later.
Well, a lot of times we try to motivate our teens to have that reward system because, again, that brings back in parental monitoring, which increases conflict. It also then puts more weight on parents' shoulders to come up with more creative rewards. I use a little bit of Starbucks and Dunkin' in my house for a little creative reward, but you can't do that kind of thing every day. So it's finding ways to help your kids dig deep into that inner motivation and really talk about what procrastination is. If you don't do any work from noon until 9 p.m., that's procrastination.
Right.
Right, and there's a procrastination versus laziness.
Yeah.
And I think this is a problem because, kids think that we're on their case and we think they're lazy. Lazy and procrastination are very different. You want them to understand that.
Yeah, and I try not to use the word laziness. I can say it's slipped out of my mouth a few times, but I try not to use it because it really has a judgment attached to it. It's more like inactivity, whereas procrastination is actually an active process. It's an active process of avoiding. So if we talk about, if we stop actively avoiding, it actually just lowers anxiety because procrastination actually fuels anxiety as well.
And you say break bigger tasks into smaller ones to feel a sense of completion.
Right, because a lot of times, especially in high school, there's bigger projects, and it's like, oh, I'll never get this project done. It's when your kids are open to it, helping them break it down into smaller parts, because any project or any, and that, again, this is a skill for going to college or working. Taking a bigger task and breaking it down into its smaller parts is a life skill.
All right, that's what I used to do with my reading. If I had a 400-page book, I was like, you have to read 25 pages a night.
And that's great.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's wonderful if we can get teens to do that. That's kind of the thing, is sometimes they don't, and then they do it all the night before. So good ideas,
right.
Doctor.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Tapping into that inner motivation.
Yeah, exactly. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Some great ideas, and there is a lot of unstructured time. So easier with the little ones because they kind of let you control things more. Teens, it's another battle.